Hi, it's Greg Burdine, pastor of Faith Baptist Church in Adrian, Michigan, with a Bible verse for you today. And it is a joy. I like reading the Bible. I know a lot of people enjoy reading the Bible and finding some truths and things like that. And I love being able to share. That's part of what God has, how He's wired me. And so I love to share different things that I've learned, and it's rewarding for me. And so I thank you for watching this, and hopefully this verse of the day will help you in some endeavor today, whatever you got going. It's a Monday. Mondays, I don't know for you, but Mondays for me can you got to get things going again after the weekend, whether it be going back to work or going back to your schedule or anything like that. But it's going to be a good Monday today. Beautiful weather, nice to be out, mowing grass, working in the flowers, pulling some. We even got some weeds and dandelions coming up, so it's going to be kind of beautiful. So I want to share with you a Bible verse. Pray for Dorman Mobley's family. Some of you that were at church yesterday, one of the dear members of our church, 91, 92 years old. I forget because he always forgot as well. He would go on to the next year, but he passed away yesterday. So remember his family in prayer. Services will probably be this week, probably at the church. That's what we're kind of looking at, but we're waiting for the details to come in, but be praying for them. Dorman's just such a great guy. Every time we mow grass, we think of him, and so they're here the last few months, especially. He really physically down, but even as of a couple of weeks ago, he was pretty alert. So just remember them in your prayers. Remember Marianne Eck; she'll be having knee surgery today, and so remember her in your prayers. Remember each other. If you do have a prayer request, I know they have some comment sections. You can leave a message or something like that. If you have something that you're concerned about, that you don't mind being, on social media, go ahead and leave that. We'll be praying for you. Or if you just want to say hi, that's perfectly fine. But looking at some Bible verses that have to do with God's creation, with nature, as we see the change happen. And I love it. You see the grass turning green and the flowers starting to come up and the trees starting to flower. It's just beautiful. Red buds. We have two red buds that were from Mrs. Cox, Elizabeth Cox. We went in their backyard and picked them up, and they're starting to flower. My favorite tree is the red bud. But this is the Bible verse that I've chosen for today. It's in Job. Job is an interesting book of the Bible. And I'll tell you what, it's a good study if you ever want to really read into something, read into Job. And so here's the Bible verse that I've chosen. It's Job chapter 12 and verse 7. And these are Job's words. Job has some friends that are talking to him, and Job's gone through a hard time. And this is what he says. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. The birds and the animals, they'll teach you. Sounds like Dr. Doolittle, doesn't it? The animals will talk to you. No, they won't talk to you, but they will teach you. They will encourage you. And I'll tell you what, when you begin to study the animals and what the animals do and how God has created them and how they work, many times throughout Scripture, the Bible kind of points us back to the animals to see how they work and how God has designed them and how He wants us to work. He talks about the ant being a hard worker. He talks about sometimes other animals and how they're unified and how they work together. And he uses the birds and how they don't even worry, but God feeds them, and the trees. And you know what? Nature teaches us a lot of things. And I think if we would just stop and enjoy it, that's why sometimes, I know we should go to church, but sometimes you can actually take a walk in nature, go along the Kiwanis Trail here in Adrian, and just look and listen and think and realize this God of creation loves me and He takes care of me. So let the birds and the animals teach you something. They depend on God. We need to depend on God. Well, hope you have a wonderful Monday and enjoy today. Enjoy the entire week. God has given us this week to